cool cats. So happy New Year's. It's New Year's week. I hope you're crushing those smart, sustainable, realistic goals that you set for yourself, right? So anyways, we're going to talk about something really important, weight loss versus fat loss. What's the difference? And why does it matter? Well, I'm going to tell you. I feel like I'm in the shadows. So I'm going to tell you. So weight loss is anything. Is scale weight, basically. So weight loss can be fat, water, muscle, which is no bueno, sleep deprivation, you know, your hormones are out of whack, you're on your period. So many things can make the weight on the scale go up and down. So that's weight loss. Fat loss is when the scale might not necessarily be moving very much, but your body's kind of recomping a little bit. You're losing some fat. You're feeling smaller. Your waist measurements are going down. If you have a body fat scanner, then that's the best way to find out, you know. If you started at 25% body fat and then you measure it again in 6 weeks and you're at 23, you're losing body fat. So that is mainly the biggest difference, obviously. So one, you're just losing whatever to just get that scale weight down. And the other one, you're losing fat to get that scale weight down. So what's the difference and why does it matter, right? Well, fat on your body, you know, it's not good for your organs to be, especially belly fat, you know, so for your body to be holding a certain amount of fat, and there are certain measures. I'm not saying we all need to be 5% body fat. That's not healthy at all for anybody. I think men, it's like 10 to 15 is a healthy range, and women is like 18 to 22%. You can Google that, but I'm pretty sure that's very close. So I'm not saying we need to be no percentage of body fat, but we need to be a relatively lower body fat just because it's good for our organs. It's good for our heart health. It's good for our bodies. Our bodies are not made to carry around tons of mass, whether that's mass from fat or mass from muscle, because if I'm 170 pounds at 5'1", whether it's fat or muscle, which there's no way I'm carrying around 170 pounds of muscle, so that's a joke. But it's still gonna be hard on my joints and my ligaments and my bones and my organs, to my heart to like pump, you know, like that is all stress on the body. So regardless of whichever it is, it's still stressful on the body. So that's why it's important to not be a low weight, because you don't want to be a low weight with no muscle mass. Like that defeats the entire purpose, you know. You want to be a healthy body fat. That should be your main goal. So let's talk about kind of how you do each. So what would cause which one, basically, right? So if you're just losing weight, you're just focusing on the scale, you're losing weight, you're not doing any strength training, then most of the time that's going to come from, you know, the people that think they have to do tons of cardio, an hour on the elliptical, running 4 times, 5 times, 6 times a week, and then not fueling your body with barely anything, in such a calorie deficit that you're just starving yourself at that point. That is going to lead to weight loss. So yes, the scale is going to go down at that rate. I mean, why wouldn't it? You're doing tons of cardio, which cardio, yes, burns calories, but it doesn't burn calories the way we think it does when we're trying to really change the way our body looks. So most people think they want to lose weight, but they want to lose fat, because you want to maintain some kind of muscle mass. You want to maintain some kind of structure. You want to be strong. And I also don't want it to seem that you need to have a goal of 200-pound deadlift in order to be strength training. That doesn't mean strength training. You know what I mean? You could do 20, 30, 40-pound deadlifts and you can still be strength training. Now, obviously, you're going to have to progress at some point, but you can use so many different things to progress. And as long as you're strength training, you don't ever have to strength train to the point where you're like deadlifting your max rep. That's just for people that enjoy it, but you don't have to do that to get the benefits of strength training, you know? So yeah, let me backtrack. So weight loss is going to come from, like I said, anything on the scale that will cause your body to lose weight. That is weight loss. So it could be anything, fat, muscle, anything. Fat loss is going to come from prioritizing strength training and prioritizing your protein. So because both of them mean calorie deficit, right? That's why you need to prioritize certain things. So if you're in a calorie deficit for both of them, right? Weight loss, fat loss. You're in a calorie deficit for both. But for weight loss, you're just focused on calories. You don't even care what the calories are coming from. Most of your calories are coming from carbs and fat. You're barely hitting any protein. And then you're doing tons and tons of cardio. Of course you're going to lose weight. And to be honest, you're going to lose more muscle than anything else, because your body's going to eat it, for lack of a better explanation. And then also you're going to be burning it while you're exercising, doing tons of cardio. And on this hand, you are in a calorie deficit, same as this side, but you are prioritizing protein because protein is going to, number one, maintain muscle, and number two, help you build muscle with your strength training that you're also going to be doing to lose fat. Cardio needs to be used for heart health. Cardio needs to be used for steps, lifelong, health. But cardio is not going to help you lose fat if you're doing it in such a crazy restrictive way. Now, this is not all or nothing, guys, obviously. You can, if you decide to go into like a, little cal or mini cut or whatever, yes, you will increase your cardio by some. But what the point is that the majority of your training shouldn't be cardio, which over here for weight loss, that's what's happening. You're restricting your calories a ton, you're doing a ton of cardio, and you're wondering why you're looking the same, or you're wondering why the scale isn't moving, or the scale is moving, but you're looking the same. It's because of the way you're losing weight and because you're focused on weight loss. But if you focus on fat loss, then your body will lose fat and hopefully gain a little bit of muscle along the way. So the scale won't move as much. It should still move. Like if you have 50 pounds to lose, if you're 50 pounds overweight and you're, in a calorie deficit and you're putting on a little bit of muscle, that's great, but the scale is still going to move. The scale should still move if you're doing it correctly. But you have to prioritize, like I said, protein and strength training, because those are the two things that are going to help you lose the fat and give you that like aesthetic look. And then the last thing I want to talk about before I'm done rambling is the macro breakdown. So it's very important, so calories are everything when you're trying to lose weight and gain weight. It doesn't matter. But the types of calories, so that's where we get into macros, the types of calories that you put in your body are going to determine whether you gain fat or lose fat, or gain muscle or lose muscle. So let's just say, if you're trying to lose fat, you need to be in a good calorie deficit, but also you need to make sure that your protein intake is high enough. So 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. I know that's hard to find out unless you go to a body scanner. So if you don't have that, then just use like a guesstimate, like your goal body weight, because that should ideally be like your lean body mass should be your goal body weight. And there's tons of calculators online that will do that for you. But then the rest of your calories, the majority of them need to come from carbs, because carbs can be used in the body for so much. Plus they're going to fuel your energy, your brain function. You're not going to feel as tired. Carbs are going to do all of that for you, and they're less easily stored as fat because they're carbs. So then we do need fats, but fats need to be a very small percentage of your diet, like 20% of your diet, 25% of your diet. And because fat turns into fat in the body. It's the most easily that can turn into fat. So our bodies just need less of it. Our bodies have no trouble getting fat. We don't have to count our fats. You're going to hit them at the end of the day. No worries there. So just focus on, if you're focusing on anything for fat loss, it needs to be calories, but then protein, because you're already in a calorie deficit. So you want to lose fat, not weight. Remember that. If you don't take anything from this video, just remember, you want to lose fat, not weight. So how you do that is by strength training, prioritizing strength training at least 3 times a week, minimum 3 times a week, maximum 4. And then prioritizing your protein intake. Make sure you're getting enough good, clean, healthy protein. Okay? Okay. I think I've explained it all. So yeah, just briefly. So what weight loss and fat loss, the difference between the two is going to be the macros that you're eating plus the training style, right? That's the easiest way to break down the last 9 minutes of me rambling. Your type of weight that you lose, whether it's weight, just general scale weight loss or fat loss, is going to be dependent on the type of macros that you put in your body plus your training style. That's it. Why didn't I just start with that? Okay, bye.